Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish.
This is
The Petri dish, the Petri dish, the Petri dish. This is the Petri dish. There's something growing in here. And today it is contempt for the world as it is. That's what's growing in here.
what? Why contempt?
Because, oh boy, the society that has been built. Oh, man.
Oh,
I don't know. That's all the social commentary I have for today.
okay. All right. Yeah. Sounds
everything's everything's bad everywhere all the time, and I just don't have the power to keep up with all of it anymore. That's
I
why,
don't.
like,
Yeah.
people try to keep track of like the awful things that happen in humanity, to then be like, isn't it terrible that society has gotten to this? And I just kind of always have that baseline of assuming that anything is possible. So if someone was like, oh my God, did you see that cannibal in St. Louis ate 13 babies at a hospital? I'd have been like,
What?
yeah, that sounds like a thing that could happen.
Is that real?
Probably. I haven't read the news. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Seems like a thing they would report.
Yeah. Sure. That's fair. But cannibals, there can't be real life cannibals now. That's
Oh, there's definitely real life cannibals. There's that dude in Japan who got imprisoned for eating someone, and he's like out on parole already. And he's just been like writing books and doing podcasts, being like, I ate a guy.
that's so weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's the world we live in, Jonathan. Anything is possible.
yeah.
I
I,
believe that's a Maria Bamford joke. Is like, if you ever feel alone or that you're the only one that something has happened to, Google
yeah.
it. Someone's on a book tour about it right now.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah.
So when you inevitably resort to cannibalism, you won't be alone.
Why do I have to resort to cannibalism?
I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility for any of us.
Okay.
I would definitely eat a person, but they'd have to be dead already first.
Okay.
And I
So
don't
you,
want to know who they've been.
okay.
I guess kind of the same way with steak. Like, if I saw how cute the cow was, I don't really want the steak as much.
Okay.
Same with the person I'm going to probably eat.
Okay. So you just want the supermarket person that you can get pre-dead, wrapped up, get get a decent backstrap or loin of filet straight out. Yeah.
I'm not very discerning on the cuts of person that I get, because if I have resorted to cannibalism, I'm probably also not too picky about the cut of meat either.
Yeah, that's fair. The heart and the liver are supposed to be very tasty.
I've never been much of an organ meats guy.
Oh, well, okay. I, I've never really eaten organ meat other than tongue. So
Oh
yeah,
man, I don't ever really count tongue as organ meat because it's so tasty.
it's really good.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
guess so is brain. Like, brain's all right, and I've had that, and that one's kind of organy. But like heart, liver, lung, all those, I'm like, I could take it or leave it. Same with stomach, like any kind of tripe. I'm like, it's all right. I'm glad it's there. It's just not for me.
Okay. Okay. I've never had any of that. I've just had tongue. Yeah.
Tripe's all right. I like a nice tripe in my pho.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not like I'm not like craving it. Like when I go, I'm gonna get some meatballs and I'm gonna get some rare steak. I'm not like trying to get the tripe, but if it's like in there, I'll eat
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Like a little meat sponge.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks real strange to me. I mean, I've only ever seen it eaten. So
Yeah, Like
Yeah, it's got
it's that stringy, weird inner
yeah,
inside stomach texture. It's
mm,
reminiscent of when you eat like octopus or squid, where
oh,
it's like, oh, this is just like a ridged, very mild meat.
okay.
That's
I've
kind
I
of
don't I've had calamari, but I've never had octopus. I
I
think calamari is just cuttlefish.
yeah, it's like squids and cuttlefish and other thing like that. I'm fine eating those. Octopi are so smart. I always feel bad when I eat them, so I like actively try not to eat them anymore because like I've watched them escape from things on YouTube
Right,
with a knowledge that I don't possess.
right.
So I'm like, if an animal could beat me in an escape room,
Yeah,
I don't think I have the place to eat them.
yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
I
yeah.
st- I still think I could beat a pig in a one-on-one in an
Yeah.
escape room, so I'm gonna eat pigs, even though they're kind of smart.
Pigs are delicious, though.
They're too tasty.
Yeah, they are. They're just too damn good.
What's the smartest animal you've eaten?
Probably a pig. Maybe is mahi mahi dolphin?
I don't think so. I think it's like a
Okay,
fancy name for swordfish or something else.
okay. Then I haven't had dolphin, so that would be the only other contender in the super smart animal.
I know I've eaten some smart animals. Like I've eaten bear.
Oh,
Bears are pretty smart.
oh yeah, yeah. That's cool. When did you eat bear?
When I lived in Alaska,
Oh shit. Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
so this is actually some kind of this is a little bit of a fun story. It was
Okay.
when me and my dad were moving out of Alaska, but we
Uh-huh.
had packed everything we had into a U-Haul and we're just going to drive out. Uh,
Okay.
but that drive is like several days. So we were kind
Yeah.
of like taking our time. We didn't have any exact place to be. So if we felt like stopping, we'd stop. Um, and one of the first places we stopped was this little like bed and breakfast that has a little like diner restaurant in the front, except the diner was empty and the owner and everyone was just like chilling out on the porch, grilling a bunch of different meats on the grill.
Okay.
And like no one had booked anything for the weekend. So we rolled up and they were like, welcome to the place. What are you guys here about? And we were like, we were just driving through and we saw that this place had food.
Yeah.
And in rural Alaska, you kind of just stop for wherever you can because there's not
Yeah.
much. Uh,
Okay.
and I bought a sword that I still have. I still have the sword that I bought at that place. I bought like a
Okay.
a fake Excalibur sword for like $50 because I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they let us try their bear meat that they were grilling. After we
Nice.
ordered like regular burgers from their restaurant, they were like, "Hey, come try this bear meat. You're gonna be here a little bit. Come hang out." So yeah, I was just sitting there with a sword eating bear meat,
Nice.
and then I was like, "All right, see you never again," and I've never been back.
Yeah. 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 What
I don't even
part
know
of
if that exists.
what part of Alaska was that on? Was that on the strip that comes way down
No,
south? Or was it where or was it in the the
it wasn't like in the heart of it because that's like way
oh
too far north, but like
yeah.
that first third that you can still kind of travel in, it was
Uh-huh.
between that and Fairbanks or Anchorage, where I was in Fairbanks, which is like a
Okay.
solid 8 hour stretch of driving.
Okay.
It was somewhere along there, but
Okay.
I do not remember when. It actually
Yeah.
might not have even been that because we went from Anchorage up to Fairbanks and then had to go out towards Canada. So it could have been
Okay.
along that like 12-hour journey from Fairbanks out to Canada. Uh,
Okay.
but goddamn, Alaska's huge. So
Yeah,
if you ever
Alaska is huge.
you ever drive through it, it's a lot
Yeah.
of nothing, but it's real pretty nothing.
I've just heard stories about people driving through it. I've never been myself, so I can only say like, oh, hot dang, hot diggity dog.
I used to love going for drives. Before I had to even worry about gas prices or anything.
Yeah,
And back when it was just like me and my dad living together, I'd be like, let's go for a drive. And just
yeah,
me and my dad would just drive around singing shit off of the CDs that he had in his car and
nice.
driving around
Yeah,
Alaska. It was a great time.
that's cool. Did he have any Aaron Neville CDs?
No, it was a lot
Okay,
of there was like a Willie Nelson karaoke CD so that all the
okay,
vocals were taken out so you could sing along to it.
cool.
Uh Same with Garth Brooks. We had a Garth Brooks karaoke
Ooh,
CD.
ooh,
Some Toby
sorry.
Keith CDs from the time.
Okay,
It
so
was
so rude, too mean spirited, spitting, bite your music.
oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's the blood and the dust and the mud, and they call the thing rodeo. You know,
Ooh,
just being good old country boys.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, there one time. So along that little chain that goes down into the United States and everything,
Uh-huh.
there it isn't along that chain because a lot of it isn't drivable, but at least down from Anchorage, there's a little inlet called Turnagain Arm that you can drive down, and there's kind of lots of fun things in between there. Me and my dad stopped at a rest stop that was also like part campground, but no one was there because it was like a weird time in the spring.
Okay.
And a black bear wasn't chasing our car, but he was just like playing with us. He
Oh,
was just like running alongside our car, like, yeah, we're racing. And my dad was like, oh shit, that bear is trying to like hang
yeah,
out.
yeah,
And like, we were in a car. It's
right,
technically safe,
yeah,
but I've also seen what bears can do to a car. So my dad was
right,
like, we're going to get out of here.
yeah. Good, good. That's that's smart
Yeah.
because bears can fuck up a car. Yeah,
And also watching one just casually running like 35 miles per hour through the forest is
right.
terrifying.
Yeah,
It's like there's a level of speed we can't go because we're like
yeah,
kind of off-roading in the middle of the forest, or you
yeah,
don't want to like skitter off and hit a tree. But that
right.
bear does not have those same reservations. This is its house. It's just like
Yeah,
I'm running.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was it was jazzed to hang out with somebody, but we were none too enthused. I was like, this bear can run as fast as we can drive.
yeah.
It could probably just reach through this window like there isn't even glass there and just eat my heart out of my chest for fun. Uh, but bears don't do that because they're very nice.
Right. Yeah. All of that seems very plausible, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of those the documentaries about like those dudes that would keep grizzly bears? They'd be like, "Oh, well, we rescued this grizzly bear, so now it's our son."
No.
Oh,
No.
I love that. Just go on YouTube and look up like grizzly bear, uh, like trainer or like
Oh.
guy, and it's just like a dude hanging out with a grizzly bear who did eventually eat him. Uh,
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
but I can
There,
honestly say, like, that's the life.
yeah, there was. I remember seeing this dude who made a video about making a bear suit, and he wanted to. uh, What was it? He
Was it like a
wanted
sex thing?
no,
Oh,
not
damn.
not at least not explicitly. He wanted to hibernate with the bears to figure out how they hibernated. And so he was going to go into a den and he needed a bear suit that was bear proof in order to do that. And he did all these tests on his bear suit
Like a
that were real.
chainmail bear suit?
It was kind of like Robotronic. Like he had like a solid chest piece, and how he ended up testing that was swinging a cinder block from a tree, and and he drove a truck with a mattress on the front into it. It was ridiculous.
He was definitely doing what he would call science. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Um, but yeah, yeah,
I love watching people that like they have a plan in their head and you're like that would be really cool to hear as a story later, but then you like watch what they're actually doing and you're like this fucking idiot's going to die.
right. Yeah.
He's just like, it turns out bears don't like it if you take a stick and then sharpen it. So I'm gonna make one of those. And you're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
sharpened stick? Sure, go for it.
yeah, yeah.
Ah man,
Oh,
I
yeah,
love videos about people trying to just live among bears or like do things with bears because they do just look like giant dogs and I've always wanted to have a bear as a friend.
oh, oh. When I played World of Warcraft, my I played a hunter class, and my first pet that tamed was a bear, and I was a dwarf hunter with a bear. Yeah, it was cool as shit.
I love bears as companions. And I don't think badly of any of the people that I have watched that are like, we found this bear cub and its mother was killed, so we raised it as our own. And then they get like eaten by the bear. Because honestly, if you're living that bear life,
Yeah,
your plan is to die by bear. Like you're just saying the next 20 years of my life are a gamble,
yeah,
but for those 20 years, I also have a bear.
yeah. That's
Owning a owning a bear is like having a coke habit. You're like, I could die at any time, but everything's gonna be so fucking cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do Russians have bears?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
And all the bears are riding a unicycle and juggling. Yeah, they got
yeah.
they got bears as friends like down.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
I
right.
I feel like there's got to be some Russians. Like I'm not too versed in Russian fighting history, but I'm sure there are several Russians who have tried to fist fight bears for fun. And it's been like a televised it's just like, ooh, watch Sergey versus the bear in the arena tonight, and
Yeah,
people are just showing up to watch a guy either beat a bear to death or get mauled by a bear. Either one is gnarly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, have you heard the Nate Bargatze story where he's talking about uh dudes fighting an orangutan? And
I don't think I have.
oh, well, look it up. It's very funny.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Nate Bargatze just kills it. Yeah. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Hell yeah. What's
Yeah.
uh what's the largest animal you think you'd fight?
The largest one that I would fight,
Yeah. For
I
like,
would,
for like awful sideshow backyard wrestling money, some weird guy is like, I got $2,000 for you if you fight X
no,
animal.
no,
Even if they
no.
were just like, we found a mountain lion. What I'm saying is I would fist fight a mountain lion for 2 grand cash.
Okay, that you would die. Mountain lions are so dangerous.
I don't know. I got hard elbows. What if I
Yeah,
just go Muay Thai on a fucking.
yeah, it's just gonna rip your throat open.
That's why you keep the arms up, Jonathan. You got to keep the arms up.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen when it's like paw, paw, paw,
I got
and
my own 1-2 combo ready for it. We'll see
Yeah,
you
because
face to
your
face.
1-2 combo doesn't have eyes. Um, yeah, Mountain scary shit. Do not do that. I Please tell me nobody has offered you to do that.
if
That's
they
scary.
if they have, it hasn't been for $2,000, which is why I haven't done it yet.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. That's
I mean, I wouldn't do it for free. Think of the medical bills.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's a tempting amount of money to fight a tempting creature
Yeah.
that's like, oh, I've got this, but you don't. Mountain lions are scary as shit. We got stalked by one time in New Mexico, and it
Oh,
was scary as shit.
you know what
Yeah,
you should have done, Jonathan? You should have given the old 1-2 combo. Fuck that mountain lion. You don't follow me. You don't follow me, mountain lion.
no, 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 no. The
Just
mountain lions are like trained assassins, man. Nature has trained them, and they're
hey,
deadly.
assassins fail all the time. Look at every president that has lived.
Sure.
Only like two of them got assassinated. You don't think someone wanted every president dead? That's how bad assassins are. How good can mountain lions be?
Who was the second assassin?
Well, first one, John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, right.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah,
yep. Don't
John.
forget about the oldies but goodies.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. And then Kennedy. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And then
Nice.
Kennedy was murdered by the CIA,
Right. Led by Henry Kissinger.
and also the what was it? Bush Senior was FBI director. He was in on it too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fuck all those guys. Yeah.
I hope all of them have to fight mountain lions.
Oh God. Yeah. That that would be an expedient way to go. That's the deal. Yeah.
I'm so sad that it seems that the world has evolved beyond globally recognized warlords. Like, I know the United States has the endless cycle of the military industrial complex,
Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
none of that is like headed by like a Genghis Khan.
Yeah. I mean
It's
that's
the
and let's count George Bush.
and
You
I
know,
don't, because what a lame fucking,
oh,
in the very least, make it like Steven Seagal or something.
it
Like that would be funny.
it could have been Toby Keith, to be honest. You know, I
Toby
mean,
Keith becomes the warlord of the United States.
yeah, I mean, he got everybody riled up over 9/11
That's true.
with
He's
that
still doing
song.
it.
Yeah, he's still doing it. Yeah,
He's just showing up to small towns everywhere and being like, hey, what's up, everybody? Buy my tickets or the Muslims win. All right.
wrong. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Uh, all right. You got to pick one country singer who's
Okay,
going to be your sidekick in fighting a mountain lion.
okay. I'm
I'm
I'm gonna
picking Waylon.
okay. I'm picking Tyler Childers because he has
Ooh.
the best, probably the best voice in country music.
I think he'd have a
Oh,
plan too. He'd be like, I got this.
okay, yeah. I mean, he's from West Virginia or something. Maybe Sturgill Simpson, but I'd probably Tyler Childers.
I feel like Sturgill Simpson would show up with his own mountain lion. Be like, me and this mountain lion were doing acid together.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but like, don't jaguars or something do ayahuasca in
Fuck.
the jungle? isn't that a real thing? I think that's a real thing.
Again, speaking of my philosophy of the world, I would never say that's not a thing. That
Oh,
sounds exactly like a thing that would exist, and I want it to exist. I happily accept it into my life no matter what.
okay. I think they eat, yeah, roots of some kind of plant that gets them high as shit, and then they do weird jaguar shit.
Just
Yeah,
big cats eating peyote and fucking
yeah,
things up.
yeah,
Hey, I can't say that my life is any different.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. Do you want to talk about how I'm a level 90 master at Tetris?
Oh hell yeah. Have you just been doing nothing but Tetris practice?
Basically.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What's your preferred Tetris medium? Is there just like a classic browser one for free, or do you have like Tetris Effect?
I have Tetris Effect Connect or
Yeah.
Tetris Effect on my Nintendo Switch,
Ooh, there you
and
go.
it's great. Yeah, it's handheld, So I'm just like click, 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 click. Just swooshing box, just getting those tetraminos nice and tight, a good fit, a nice, yeah, snug, snug fit. Yeah,
I feel like I feel like the fact that people say that autism is new, uh, and the existence of the game Tetris and its continued popularity for the last 40 years need to be studied, because it's just like, oh, you thought that a society of people who like putting shapes together because it's satisfying,
yeah,
you thought they were just all right.
yeah,
The same thing with Legos. Like, we've just been playing with shapes for decades
yeah.
and totally fine with it. Be like, guys, what if this square was by this square? And everyone's like, oh, fuck, that makes a nice rectangle. That's that just speaks to our heart. We're like, oh, if you put this skinny stick next to this skinny stick, it's another rectangle. Yes. We
Yes,
fucking love shapes.
yeah, we do. Yeah, that's so funny though. Yeah, I love Tetris. Tetris, there's uh, a uh, research paper that my therapist sent me not too long ago that says Tetris helps with PTSD, which is convenient because uh, a year or two before my dad died, he gave me a copy of Tetris. So yeah, it's kind of like he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
say that after traumatic events, if you like play Tetris, the resurgence of traumatic memories is less, and then it's like your
Oh,
brain can kind of like bake on a thing that happened to you a little better if you soothe it with some Tetris. So it's not such a pointy memory anymore. You look back on it and you're like, yeah, that did happen, but you got a little bit of that Tetris buffer.
nice. Okay. So you've heard about
Oh yeah, and I when I thought about that, I immediately thought of like, I always had Tetris on the family computer,
it. Yeah.
like when I was growing up, and like video games have always been my escape
Yeah.
in like
Uh-huh.
stressful or sad times. So like, I think that's also even just not just Tetris, but I'm specifically into like strategy games of like top down, like Dungeons and Dragons, but digital. Like
Yeah.
top down, long form strategy things. And I think there's something to be said about like, yeah, let's see. There's a couple
Boulder.
different Baldur's Gates, yep, another
Yeah.
really good top down strategy one.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
having that sort of like, what is it, left brains the analytical one, like firing off some of those neurons with
Yeah.
some of the creativity while your brain's already on fire with emotion kind of
Yeah.
helps your brain put everything away, I think. i'm not
Okay.
a I ain't a brain doctor, but from what I've heard, like any kind of like it's Tetris specifically because it's like the easiest and most prevalent, but like any kind of like analytical, relaxing strategy type game where it's like you're fine, you know you're not like gonna die, but
Right.
the game gives you like some sense of urgency, but it's not trying to rush you into anything. It's just keep doing these things one step at a time, keep going.
Okay.
It's very, I don't know, therapeutic, I guess. And
Yeah.
hey, who doesn't need a little bit of digital therapy?
Yeah. I could use a lot of therapy, to be honest. I have a therapist and we do stuff and it's good, but I could honestly probably use more. Yeah.
That's why I think like other forms of therapy need to be more popularized than just singular one-on-one psychotherapy talking. You know, like
Okay.
cognitive behavioral therapy is great. One-on-one talk therapy is a great thing to have in your repertoire, but like having like art therapy things that gets you like thinking about your emotions and then creating from them. Oh god, I'm punching stuff. Or like
What do you,
other group therapy things are good just for like existing with others within your emotions. I just think like I don't know, the better help amplification of mental health is
yeah,
starting to limit the way that people offer help, and I think that that is damaging in the long run
fair enough.
because
I
there's
do,
so many forms.
yeah, I do music therapy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as a part of my brain recovery. But, you know, I do this jingling a ding a ding, and uh, I'm working on a song about Metal Dan, which is a character I created who gets called Steely Dan as a derogatory word. He doesn't like it because he doesn't like because he's Metal Dan. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
Steely
not
Dan,
into that pussy shit.
right? Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. But it's kind of turned into a John Prine-esque song.
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah,
I love, especially in songs that are already like kind of a metaphor,
yeah,
when like all the lyrics are also like some sort of weird cryptic thing that
yeah.
like you can tell even the songwriter is just like these words came to me and I don't know. Like in
Yeah.
fact, thinking about John Prine, that one of his later songs that I really liked called Lonesome Friends of Science,
Okay.
just a bunch of gibberish
Okay.
about like vaguely scientific things, but also written in country form about like ooh, breakups and sad times. And it's
Okay.
just like an abstract but wonderful thing that I
Okay.
love.
Okay.
And so I
What
think, hey,
song is it called?
Lonesome Friends of Science.
Lonesome Friends of Science. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look that up on
It's
Spotify.
that there's that John Prine album where it's his old ass face and it's just like black behind him and he's like harshly lit. It's a really good album. It might have been his last one, but it was like
Oh,
2019, so I don't know if he recorded like because he's very prolific, so he could
yeah,
have done like two more albums after that. But
right.
yeah, he has some great live performances from some indie spaces too. I feel like John Prine fought a bear.
Probably.
That would just be like one of those stories like, oh yeah, the year before I lost my first lung, I was fighting a bear after train hopping in Missouri. The amount of both human and animal hair that is in my house is very upsetting.
Oh,
The the underside of my mouse for my computer is
yeah.
just covered in hair.
Oh, wow.
It just gets stuck. And I just cleaned this earlier this week. It's just
Oh,
all stuck to it. It's like
okay.
barely. It's so gross.
Yeah.
I saw this thing on TikTok where somebody put a box fan over like a cube of filters that they bought and duct taped together.
Okay.
and they used that as like a cheap big filtration system for their house that's like full of animals and dirt and shit.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like I gotta do that because there's just so much hair. There's just so much hair, Jonathan.
I'm. That's how I feel about my balls. I had to say it. I had to say it. You
Oh fuck.
you you
You got me.
you threw it. Yeah, you threw it right
You
in there.
fucking you fucking got me.
This. Yeah. Um. But yeah. Yeah. That's.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
what else? I
Yeah.
can't think of anything else that I've been ruminating out about other than country music and bears. I
Okay.
guess everyone's been doing their Spotify Wrapped
Yep. Yep.
years coming to an end. And
Yep.
here's something that I was discussing that it might have no bearing on you, but I think you would enjoy the intrigue of it.
Okay.
On my year-end Spotify list,
Yeah.
Green Day was like number 3, not the number 1, but like in there is one of my like most listened to things.
Okay.
And I've always liked Green Day. They used to be one of my favorites before they made like way too many shitty albums and I just dropped out.
Right. Yeah.
So like I listened to a couple of their demos that came out because they were releasing like, oh, 30th anniversary of this album. Here's some demos from that time.
Yeah.
But I haven't been like jamming them on rotation. Like I haven't been seeking them out to like listen to their whole album.
Yeah.
And they still ended up as number 3 on my list.
Okay.
And I know I've listened to way more other music.
Yeah.
And then a drummer for my band, Sad Giants, check it out. Jesse, my buddy, was sharing his, and Green Day was number 1 on his list.
Oh wow.
And he was also like, I have not listened to Green Day nearly as much as all these other bands on my list. And so,
Okay.
like, everyone else that I've noticed that listens to similar music to me, like anything in the pop punk genre at all, Green
Right.
Day has been like inserted into their list.
Huh.
And it's like,
It's a conspiracy.
yeah, like, is Green Day really this popular?
No.
Or did they just pay Spotify a bunch of money to like
Yes.
double their plays to end up
Yes.
on everyone's lists? And it's like, Spotify does not ever promise that their end of year wrapped stuff is accurate.
No.
They don't give you specific numbers into those insights. So, like, did Green Day just pay a bunch of people
Yeah.
or pay Spotify to get into a bunch of people's most popular lists to make it look like everyone's listening to Green Day all the time?
Yeah.
Because if so,
Yeah.
how sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're Green Day. You're like the biggest pop punk band.
Yeah.
Just rest on those laurels. You're
Right.
fine. You're doing
Yeah.
great. You don't gotta pretend you're more
Yeah.
popular. You can sell out arenas still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I'm
don't be
gonna
making these
say,
desperate moves.
is Blink at 182 bigger than Green Day?
I
Or
would
what?
say that they aren't as big as Green Day,
Okay.
but to me, I like them way more. And as a
Well,
fan, like, they used to be tied for my favorite band because I was like, 2 pop punk trios of the 90s, wildly different styles. It's Bay punk versus SoCal punk.
yeah.
There's wildly different. So of course you can't
Yeah.
you
No.
can't discern the two. They both got to be up there.
Yeah.
But like Green Day never broke up like Blink did twice.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Green Day has continuously tried to stay relevant in various unsuccessful ways.
Like
Uh
pay Spotify to
yeah,
insert
like
it into
doing
that.
weird desperate shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this doesn't really seem like a thing that Green Day wouldn't do at this point.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
no shade on Green Day. It probably wasn't Billy Joe Armstrong being like, pad the numbers. It was probably just like label assholes
Yeah.
various marketing people all jerking each other off, being like, yeah,
Right.
Green Day's got to be higher so we can make our nut.
Yeah.
Like it probably has nothing to do with Green Day itself,
No,
but
probably not.
it
Yeah.
really seems like there's some shady label shit going on with whoever is in charge of Green Day's catalog and Spotify.
Okay. That sounds legit. I mean, Taylor Swift had billions of streams, which
Yeah.
is crazy. And she hasn't popped up on my end of year rap, and I played her quite a bit. So,
Same. I've listened to a fuckload of Taylor Swift. She didn't pop up on my shit at all. And I think that's because Spotify is mad that well, first, she wasn't on Spotify's platform for like a decade until like a couple years ago, like 2019, 2020. She
oh,
finally let Spotify have some of her catalog.
okay.
But I think she like fought for better treatment, at least for herself, which,
Yeah.
hey, sure, she's like the biggest artist. You can
Yeah.
only do so much against
Right.
giant corporations, So, like, I think Spotify is decreasing plays of people they don't like Taylor Swift, like lumping songs together that other
Yeah.
bands they would let slide as like double the amount of streams.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Not that I'm here to be like Spotify do better because they won't. But
No.
like, but just
No.
like full transparency, Green Day, I don't think you're as popular as Spotify says you are to me.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
I love Green Day. I Part of the reason I still like drumming is because I love Trey Cool and he's very a steady drummer that I can keep up with. I've
Okay.
loved so much of the iterations. I can still name all the band members and the auxiliary band members they don't talk about. Like
Nice.
Jason White, the fourth guitarist that they take everywhere with them and records with them. He's
Yeah.
never mentioned. He was there when they were getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he didn't like get up to go do the speech, but then played with them immediately afterwards. That's a whole separate issue I have with Green Day. Like
No.
Jason White and Jason Freeze have made Green Day a 5-piece for the last like 15 years,
Yeah.
and they don't get any recognition. Uh,
That's funny.
this is
Yeah.
just turning into me airing out Green Day.
Hey, hey, I just all I really cared about them was talking about how I'm a level 90 Tetris master,
I love
and we
that.
and we covered that. So air it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Open the
Green
floor
Day,
and yeah, let Green Day have it. Yeah.
they put on a great live show though. I've never actually gone to see them live because that's far too many people. But I do
Yeah.
love watching live videos, and they never sound off or like overly tuned up after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I'm assuming their live show is just like 2 hours of the most fun you could have. So
Yeah.
go see Green Day live. Fuck their internet numbers. They aren't in
Yeah.
charge of that shit, and they're still going to entertain you. But whoever's in charge of Green Day's shit, fuck off.
Yeah.
Pop punk is dead. Stop trying to milk us for more. Millennials are poor.
Yeah. Mm, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Tell me about your D&D game
Oh, hell
because
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I want to hear about that.
Oh,
What
so
character are you playing?
uh a couple months back, my brother-in-law was like, I want to try DMing a campaign. And I was happy because I'm always the one that has to like DM shit. So like I finally get to just be a player. Um
Okay.
and so he's running us through like a conceptually very simple, but that kind of makes it more fun kind of campaign where like
Okay.
there's this evil demon entity of some sort that is just harassing this like city or camp and like froze a bunch of their soldiers and keeps sending like an unkillable raven to go like shit all over the tents of the
Oh,
sergeant in charge. And the only way that he'll be appeased if they collect fighters and submit them to his dungeons that he sets up.
Okay.
and like everyone in the town is like powerless to stop this guy, but they get like less shit happens to them if they're just like, all right, next team of 5 people, go on in, you gotta go defeat all these guys that this guy set up because we're fucked. And
Okay.
so like we've just been like going into a few dungeons. We're like level 4-ish now. um
Okay.
I am
Yeah.
playing a halfling wizard.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
uh He's
Yeah.
basically like Samwise Gamgee. He's just like a stout little halfling,
Yeah.
except he's got the ability to cast magic. He has a very tragic backstory.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
he's a wild magic sorcerer who also likes to dabble in fire magic.
Oh.
Um, but he's also just been like a traveling wizard by himself ever since he accidentally murdered his whole family in a house fire. Because he was just like a little hobbit guy who could do fun fire tricks, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
he wasn't powerful enough to like control the fire to like stop it,
Yeah.
and he just like burned down his whole life,
Oh,
and so now he
that's
just kind of like
so
wanders
sad.
around.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just playing like a PTSD hobbit. He doesn't sleep well. I have to roll to make sure he sleeps well, because
Okay.
if not, he like wakes up in nightmares and doesn't get a full night's rest.
Okay. So is he like chaotic neutral?
Oh no, he's a
But
lawful good. He still very much
okay.
believes in like, and not even lawful good. I would say he's neutral good because he wants
Yeah.
to help, the regular people. He's always wanting to help the people in front of him. He
Oh,
wants what's best for the group, not just the individual. And
yeah.
he's very forthcoming about anything he's doing. But then also like sometimes he's like, you gotta kill who you gotta kill, and I've already killed the most important people to me, so who gives a shit if I murder all these goblins? Like at the end of the day, who gives a fuck about all this death? I'm already basically dead. Fuck it. Like he's
No.
just like depressingly nihilistic about it
Oh,
all.
okay.
Except
Yeah.
except I'm also doing like the Samwise voice the whole time.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And
Yes.
I also
And
I also I forgot to
Ace
tell you, his name is Vlive. It's like Clive, but with a V at the beginning.
is a blind Bowen. Bowen.
Nope. It's actually
Okay.
Vlive Cadaverskeen.
Okay. Nice.
He's a sad little boy.
Yeah. He is. He does sound like a sad one.
But
Yeah.
it's fun. I haven't gotten to play a caster in quite a while like this.
Nice.
In fact,
Yeah.
my only other like spell casting character was a bard. So to go like
Okay.
full wizard for once, I've died like 3 times, not like fully, like gone down and had to get revived
Yeah.
because I don't have much health or any armor, and I'm just a fucking hobbit, so I just
Right.
keep getting wrecked.
Nice. But you at least smash some shit on your way
Oh
out.
yeah, I
Okay.
I like I got all my fire spells ready to go, so I can like
Yeah.
burn a bunch of people in a cone or like throw rays of fire at people.
Okay.
I got some good offensive spells.
Cool. Good. Yeah. I've always wanted to play a gnome, a s- not sorcerer, a gnome illusionist who rode around on a German Shepherd as his mount because they had that for a period of time, and that sounded so cool to me. It's
Hell
like
yeah.
you get to be tiny and cast weird, trippy shit at people, and then also ride around a dog. Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah. But I've never actually played D&D. I've only read about it. Yeah.
It's a lot of sitting around eating snacks.
Hell
We only made it through about half this last dungeon today, and it was still about a little over a 5-hour session.
yeah. Okay.
And I I'm impatient and full of ADD. So like about 4 hours in, sometimes 3 hours, I'm like, that's a lot of hours. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not nearly as fast paced as like any other kind of game, but you
Yeah.
also don't get to have as much freedom or fun as you do. You kind of just
Right.
get to fuck around as much as you want in D&D, so that is the fun part.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
Is your dad playing with you?
No, he takes the grandkid out so we can say naughty words in the house.
Okay. Nice. That's good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just got it's just me and my siblings and all of our various partners. So it's six of us playing together. It's a good time.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I we like as a family growing up, we always played like board games and like fun stuff.
Sure.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we'd like co-op on a video game, but
Yeah.
never did we have like long form play like this together, which I think is it's kind of fun to have later in life.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just a nice reason to all get together again.
Yeah. 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 I play board games with my cousins around the holidays, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I did you ever play Munchkin?
Yes, I love Munchkin.
Okay. Yeah. We're big fans of Munchkin too, and I got a Harry Potter version of Munchkin um a few months back, but we're gonna play it around Christmas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have the big deluxe box, and we also have a separate zombie Munchkin one
Oh,
that you can like
yeah.
mix into the regular one and
Right.
have zombies too. It's a good
Okay.
time.
Nice. Yeah. Do y'all have the dungeon crawling one too? Where
Yeah,
you
that comes with the map.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah.
Boy,
I yeah.
what was that other? There was another board game that I really liked. Uh, King of Tokyo. There's a game called King of Tokyo where
Okay.
you play as like a kaiju or like a Godzilla type monster or like a King Kong. Like you all
Okay.
choose the type of giant thing, and like depending on what you choose, you get like radiation points that you can use for resources, or you get
Okay.
like strength points and things, and you just try to hold your dominion over Tokyo.
Okay.
It's really fun.
All right. Yeah.
I love King of Tokyo.
Yeah. Yeah. I would did, can you be a giant Hello Kitty?
They have expansions, so I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
But I usually just play as like some sort of giant monkey, just because that's my favorite thing.
Okay.
If I
Nice.
can't be a bear, I'm going to be a monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, my spirit animal is an orangutan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I love a good orangutan. There's a video on YouTube where there's a orangutan, an adolescent orangutan with that has a pet dog, and they share snacks, and it looks awesome. And when I watch it, it kind of makes me cry a little bit, but it's
Unlikely Animal Friends are is just
yeah,
is one of my favorite genres of internet video.
yeah, yeah,
And that's
yeah,
why I think if an orangutan can have a dog, I
right.
should be able to have a bear. But then you talk about bringing a bear to be your best friend within the city limits, and everyone suddenly gets all up in your shit. Like, do you have the proper facilities to house the bear? I'm like, I have a house. Bears can live in a house.
Right. Yep.
And the city
We've
tells me
all read.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. Little Red Riding, not Little Goldilocks. We've all read Goldilocks.
Yeah, those bears lived in a house. Come
Yeah,
on.
sure did. Yeah. Three
And
of
then the only reason those bears ever leave the house is to go fight mountain lions.
them. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want mountain lions caught in this place? I don't think so.
Not one.
No.
everyone I know won't even fight a mountain lion for $2,000. So you don't want them in the city? You let the bears do their thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck. That's about all the juice I got in this squeeze. You got
Yeah.
anything cool going on, Jonathan?
No, not at all.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's almost Christmas.
It, it's almost Christmas. Yeah.
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 So start listening to your Christmas playlists.
Or don't.
No,
Or
start
don't.
doing it right now. You have to. Oh, rest in peace to Shane McGowan. Play his Christmas song.
Oh, oh,
Shane McGowan from the
that was the
Pogues.
Pogues. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve, babe. In the drunk tank.
Oh,
And oh, that's enough. That's enough. I'm not going to sing the whole thing.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
Uh,
know that the Darkness has a Christmas song.
really?
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's called Don't Let the Bells In, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a thing Justin Hawkins would say.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That
Don't let
fucking nerd.
I, I like Justin Hawkins. I think
Oh, me
he's
too.
okay.
I love
Yeah.
watching those little Justin Hawkins rides agains that he puts out on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Justin Hawkins rides
Rides again.
again.
He plays a little. I
Yeah.
love when people play their podcast intro song live. I
Okay.
would never do it because my my intro is supposed to be stupid. But one of these days, when I inevitably change the name of this podcast for a third time,
Okay.
that fucking intro is gonna be so sweet.
Yeah. When are you gonna change it?
I don't know. I barely changed it correctly the first time, so I got to make a plan first for the third time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because it was post-nuclear Reno, and now it's a petri dish.
Mm-hmm.
What was it before it was post-nuclear Reno?
There wasn't one. There wasn't one before this that was in the same feed, like I did with this one, where I just hijacked the same feed and changed the name. But
Okay.
I ran a really shitty business podcast about things you could do on the internet to like make random money.
Okay.
But that only got like 6 or 7 episodes before I was like, I'm out of things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Fair enough.
good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's been the podcast. Thanks for tuning into the Petri Dish. We'll see you next time and every Tuesday, forever and ever.